by far the coolest office at Amazon yet. Look at all these books. Wow.
So I'm pulling up to the apartment. I'm at the four-way where Mo's garage and my apartment complex are catty corner. I take a left. I see this group of people standing there, and they're like taking pictures of what used to be Mo's garage. And I'm like, well, I should probably go talk to them and let them know that it just came down. But maybe I can tell them how to get to some other sites, you know, whatever. So I get out of my car after I park. I go over and I talk to them. I'm like, hey, you guys here to see what used to be Mo's garage? One guy turns. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, well, it just came down on the 1st. You know, it's pretty recent, so you just missed it. And I was going to go into telling him how to get to Ronette's Bridge, which is just around the corner, and the Twin Peaks sign, and Dirtfish Rally School, where the sheriff's station used to be, blah, blah, blah. Well, he's like, yeah, I was here. And I was like, oh. So I figured he must be a prospecting crew for the property. Maybe he's the one who financed tearing it down, or he's involved in it and they're going to build something new there. So I thought maybe I could find out what was going in there, some sort of business or whatever. We start talking. He's like, so you live in this apartment right here? I'm like, yeah. Well, I'm moving out right now, but used to. It's kind of weird because I just watched Fire Walk with Me the night before Mo's garage came down. So I saw that scene, realized that's my apartment, went outside the next day, they're tearing it down. He starts laughing. He's like, yeah, we were looking at doing some shots from the roof here. And I'm like, what's that? Shots? You're with the with a filming crew? And then it hit me, and I'm like, you're with the filming crew from the new Twin Peaks. He's like, yeah, you can't say anything to anybody. And I'm like, my lips are sealed. And I'd already kind of relayed about my YouTube channel and stuff, but I gave my word that I wouldn't say anything. And then I started looking around. Once I realized it was a filming crew, I looked around, and there's David Lynch. He's standing right there. He's trying to keep his back to me, which, understandable, he doesn't want to be interrupted. He doesn't want some crazy fanboy or something like that, which I'm not. I'm not like that. But, you know, I can understand he's probably had that in the past. I mean, with the popularity of Twin Peaks, that's a pretty reasonable assumption. So it was kind of crazy. So I ran into David Lynch and his filming crew. I didn't get to say anything to David Lynch. Obviously, he was busy anyway. I wouldn't have interrupted. Had I known that they were a filming crew, I would have just left well enough alone. I just thought they were tourists, and I was going to give them a hand. It's just kind of weird. But because I gave my word, I'm going to look at... I'm filming this today, but I'm going to give my... I gave them my word that I wouldn't release the video about David Lynch being involved in the filming and where they were scouting and stuff like that, and any of the release details. I know a lot of people like to put that stuff online as fast as they can find it. I'm going to wait until the scheduled release date for the first episode comes out, and then I'll schedule the release of this video to be parallel to that one. I have to keep my word. But it was kind of neat and totally crazy random happenstance.
Since moving, I don't have internet, so I'm coming to the library. But look at this guy. What are you doing up there? You're weird.
Alright, so I haven't really updated or done anything for a while. I've been ridiculously busy. We had that Prime Day event at Amazon. I've done so much overtime. Like, I was doing overtime before, but it just got worse going into that. Now that it's over, I'm supposed to have normal weeks, but next week it'll be kind of screwed up because I'll have 3 days off during the week. It'll be a normal 40-hour week, except it'll be off Sunday, on Monday, off Tuesday, on Wednesday, off Thursday, on Friday, Saturday. It's going to be weird, like every other day. But, and then the weekend after that, I should have 3 days off again, which would be nice. I used most of my 3 days this weekend to get the majority of my stuff unpacked, the apartment emptied out, and I plan on cleaning it tonight. And then I'll probably clean it again next weekend before I hand the key over, and you know, see how it goes. But then, so I'm talking to Deb, and she's like, oh yeah, well, I probably only have 3 or 4 more years left here. And I'm like, why? It just seems strange. She's got a business, she's got a property. I'm like, why would you? I don't understand. Well, I guess there's all these cookie cutter homes going in across the road, and then some in behind her property. And so it's like she's expecting to be bought out, and even if she's not, it's going to raise the cost of everything in the area because there's going to be more people there, and so businesses and everybody's going to charge more, and she's not sure if she's going to be able to continue to work like that. So it's kind of good that she told me, but I'm bummed at the same time because I was going to put all this work into the garage, but now I'm like, why? At this point, why? I was going to put in this bathroom and do all this other stuff. I'm still going to do it, but I'm not going to put the detail, I guess, in that I was going to before. I'm just basically going to put the walls up. I'm not going to mud and tape them. I'm not going to paint them. I'm not going to do any of that stuff for the bedroom. I'm not going to worry about putting the door on that I was going to do with the barn door thing. I'm not going to do any of that stuff because fuck, that's a lot of time, effort, and money if it's just going to get torn down in 3 or 4 years. So I'm going to focus on, because part of the reason I wanted to do this was so I could test out off-grid ideas. So I'm going to do that for sure. I got a camp toilet right now just as a holdover while I save up the cash to get an actual proper composting toilet. And I was going to leave all that stuff up there, but now that I know it's all just going to get torn down, I'm going to take it with me because I'm hoping in that time frame to have bought an off-grid cabin or a property for a cabin. And so I'll just take it with me then, I guess, which is kind of good. That'll save me money in the long run, and I'll have it now, get to learn how to use it now, and then I'll be able to set up my off-grid location later. But yeah, I was just kind of shocked, and it's sort of a bummer because like I hate cookie cutter homes, man. That homogenization is just, it takes any kind of character away from an area. It just sucks. And I'm not mad at the people who buy them or anything. It's like they're chasing their own dreams, which just don't align with mine. But Snoqualmie North Bend was such a cool area. It still is right now, but it's getting a little too, I don't know, it's getting a little too swollen. bad terms, but I don't know. I just feel like they're losing what makes them them. Oh well. Alright, so I'm here in the garage, and it's a little weird because it's more removed than it was in Snoqualmie in the apartments. I go outside at night, and I was like, man, this is fucking eerie. I was like, no, it's not eerie. It's just because of Alan Wake. I've been playing it again recently because I'm doing something on one of my other channels for it. And I just finished watching Twin Peaks. That was creepy, and that's all in my head. So I'm sitting out there. She's got this little fire pit, and I'm just sitting at one of the benches, and it's totally dark. There's no lights or anything. And I could see like the Milky Way and everything. I started thinking about it, and I'm like, there's no sound. There's nothing out here. And I'm listening. There's no crickets. There's no owls. There's no coyotes or fox in the distance. Sometimes you hear a car from one of the roadways a little ways away. Otherwise, the only thing you hear is like trees rustling in the breeze. I don't know if it's like this all over the Pacific Northwest or if it's just this area. There was no bull. I'm not that far from a river. There was no frogs, like at the river. And so I'm like, okay, well, this is just a rare night. Maybe something's changing. Every night I have gone out since, no sound. It's really fucking creepy. I don't know what the deal is in this area, but there is just no fucking sound. There's nothing out there. So if you're from the Pacific Northwest, is that normal? Because I'm not used to having, like, other than wintertime. You know, obviously in wintertime, all the insects are gone, everything. There's no cicadas at night. There's no nothing. It's just fucking weird. So I was a little creeped out, just kind of sitting there looking around like, what the fuck is going on here? I don't know what is the deal. I don't know. It does not seem normal to me. It really does seem like supernaturally creepy. And I'm sure that part of it is a video game, part of it is movies and Twin Peaks and stuff like that. But I can totally see why they used this place as a setting for those things now, having been out there at night. I'm like, fuck, this is weird, man. Even Alan Wake in the dark, when you're in the woods, has more sound than this place actually has. I don't know. It's really fucking weird. Special features.
Alright, do one last walk around to this place. Got it cleaned up. Make sure I didn't leave anything. Gone for a couple days and the bugs take over. Or arachnids, I guess. Alright. I'll leave the TP for the next person.